Authentic where? You're liars. If you have ever considered being on a family vlogging channel after you finish, maybe just shut up. The very first video that I made was because something happened on YouTube or in the world that I wanted to talk about, and I had nobody in my life to talk about it with. And that's exactly why I've come back to this setting, because I'm so annoyed and nobody in my life will understand. A couple of days ago, the matriarch of the Ace family decided to sit down for an interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, I don't know much about that podcast. I've listened to a couple of people who have been on it. I actually don't know much about the host. What I was interested in finding out was what could Paiz, Catherine McBroom, possibly have to say 2 years after they stopped filming for the Ace Family channel. Well, it turns out she had nothing of importance to say. She sat down for 45 minutes of wasting my time, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Hey everybody, welcome back. Is it me? Welcome back? I'm back. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I just talk about things that I don't like in the world. I don't care if you like them. It's not my business. The internet is for everybody. Today, we are going to be talking about Catherine McBroom of the Ace family going on to a podcast to tell her side of her divorce story from Austin McBroom. Who might this person be? You might be asking yourself. Well, that's a good question, because for a long time, I did not know. I actually did not run across the Ace family until after their family vlogging channel stopped. So just a little context, these people were on YouTube from 2016 to about 2023, 2024, making family vlogging style YouTube content, and were extremely popular. I'm talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. The main folks involved are Catherine and Austin McBroom. In January of 2024, they announced that they were getting a divorce. And that is when I actually found out about them for the first time, because Austin McBroom started making the cringiest Snapchat, Instagram. I can't even remember where I saw it. Was it somewhere on the internet? I saw this man living in an RV outside of his ex-wife's home, and it was pure comedy. I actually thought that it was all just for show. So I thought that they were breaking up for views, because in the family vlogosphere, you do that a lot. You do a lot of weird things for views. So Catherine goes on this Call Her Daddy podcast. She sits down. First questions are, I think, supposed to be softball questions. She's asking her things like, tell me about yourself, tell me about your background, and they go into that. I'm not going to spend my time talking about Catherine's background, because if you would like to know more about this story in general, there are tons of people who have covered the Ace family in detail, including their backgrounds. Cruel World, Happy Mind, is that her name? Yes, is one of my favorites. I have not watched that entire video because it is 4 hours long, but when I tell you, that girl doesn't miss. So I'm sure the details of that are peak. But I have watched the majority of it. So she starts off with these kind of questions, and she asks her a question first off that is the first thing that piqued my interest, which usually means that I'm going to pick up my notebook and start writing down questions. The question that she asked her was,
do you have any hesitations in the beginning or later on about putting your kids on camera?
And Catherine says, since we really were the people who pioneered family vlog style channels on YouTube, we started off with the best of intentions, which fine. I have no problem with that. They started this in 2016. So maybe you didn't know the problem with putting your kids all over the internet and putting every single thing that happens in their life on the internet to share with millions of complete strangers. Maybe you didn't understand that. They were super young, I'm pretty sure. The internet was new. We'll give her a pass. Okay. So she asked, and she's like, oh, we didn't think of it that way. Now, great. Understand that in 2016, the channel did not stop until 2020, late 2023. I want to say, no, 2023 for sure. They filmed their last video, I want to say somewhere mid 2023. So at that time, there was enough criticism specifically about this family and how they used their kids on the internet for her to at least have been able to sit back 2 years later now and explain her understanding of the criticism that she received. To say, oh, we did this all with pure intentions because we wanted to be present with our kids. We didn't have any nannies. We wanted to be there for our children. And thus, in order for us to have a productive YouTube career and have our kids with us, the kids just naturally needed to be in these videos. Banger. That's when I knew that this interview was about to be some bullshit. You're coming out 2 years later to talk about a divorce. I would assume that means that you've learned something or have grown in life and have decided now that you're in a space that lets you talk about the whatever that you went through. Now you have gone to a therapist, whatever you needed to do to get here. I need to know that you've learned something. So they continue on with a bunch of things that I truly don't care about. And they get into the topic of Austin cheating. Again, I know nothing about this family truly, besides that this man lives in an RV in her parking lot or down behind some trees. I don't know where he actually lives, but I don't know much about this family. So I had to get a little timeline written out so that I could really evaluate what she was saying about these cheating rumors. Austin is the trash basket in this situation. Do not take this out of context. The person who cheats is the problem. Okay? That hard stop. The reason I'm so passionate about this subject, so passionate that I'm holding a pen to talk to you, because I got to get my notes, is because I do not like people who lie. I started off watching YouTube way back before it was super popular. 2008, I was like hardcore into YouTube. And this was back when Colleen Ballinger was getting proposed to and getting married and all of that crap on the internet. And I was invested in Colleen Ballinger's first husband, her first relationship with Josh. Like, I was a 17-year-old, maybe I was 16. I don't even remember what year that happened. But I was like, this is the ideal. This is the dream. She has somebody who loves her so much and adores her, and she adores him, and it's perfect. And look at their wedding, and it's blah, blah, blah. And I was scammed. I was bamboozled. And for that reason, I will listen with my whole brain to find people who are scamming me in these situations. Now, although I did not have an investment in this family, I needed to know more. Questions are asked. All right. If at any point, when did you first have a feeling that Austin was cheating on you? So that's the deal. Austin was a cheater. Okay. According to this podcast. Ooh, I'm getting heated. And she's like, well, there was just so much. I don't really remember the very first time that I suspected, but I remember the first time that like it hit me really hard that I should be concerned. And it was at her daughter's first haircut. She was 1 year old. Catherine was pregnant at the time, and they were at the barbershop. Is that what you call it? Her phone dies. She has to use Austin's phone in order to record the situation. And she sees this really long message pop up on his phone. And it seems like there's an emotional relationship of some sort happening. She says at this point, this pissed me off. She says they go home. She's kind of mad. She is frustrated in the car, but the kids are in the car, so she has to zip it. She goes home. She's yelling. You know how it goes. You know how it goes when you find out somebody's cheating on you. She gets in her car. She drives off. She sits in a parking lot. She's crying. And she talks to God, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and says to Jesus Christ, or God in her head, she says, tell me what to do. And he gives her a Pacific Ocean response. Don't do anything stupid, because she's currently pregnant. Remember, don't do anything rash. Don't make any impulsive decisions right now. Really think about what you're going to do. Here's what I have to say about that. Stop blaming the Lord on your decisions. You make that decision. God didn't tell you to do that. He didn't. I've seen so many people go on the whatever place with a microphone that they go on and blame God for why they stay in these relationships. And he's tired of it. He's tired of it. When y'all really do get to meet him, he's going to be like, y'all got to get off the internet blaming me for what you're doing. So anyways, she goes home. She's chill. She don't talk to him, but she's staying because God told her to. And that's on period. This happened somewhere likely in early 2020 when all of this is happening. Because she says that it's while she's pregnant with her third child. Her third child, I think, was born in summer of 2020. So she finds this out in 2020. I need to remind you that she does not file for divorce until January of 2024. Okay? Not a problem. I get it. People stay in relationships for all kinds of reasons all the time. Like, not an issue. But anyways, she goes on to, this is the big reveal of this podcast. It's, oh my gosh, I have confirmation that Austin McBroom was cheating. Is everybody as shocked as me? Is everybody as shocked as me? Because I'm pretty sure everyone was aware. Like, did anybody need confirmation of this? So after doing all of my digging, which, what is her name? Alex Cooper either didn't do, or this isn't the type of podcast that she runs. Really, it's just a couch conversation with a friend, because she asked zero follow-up questions about any of this stuff. There were countless people in 2021 speaking about Austin McBroom cheating. And I don't mean like some girl on Twitter said, I ran into Austin McBroom at a nightclub and we like made out or something. I'm not even like, there was girls making multi-part Snapchat stories, TikTok stories, some kind of stories, Instagram stories. There's so many social media platforms. There were girls coming out left and right saying that Austin McBroom was hitting them up, like using all of these tactics to sleep with them. Not only that, other influencers were talking about this man cheating. Like Trisha, is it Paiz? Trisha, just Trish, Tana. I'm not going to say none of these people's last name. Tana Minogue. That's Kylie's last name. Tana Monjog. What the hell is that girl's name? Anyway, Tana Khan. She was talking about it, like how she covered for Austin. You cannot tell me. I'm getting ahead of myself. After she asked when's the first time that you knew about it, she asked her when she had like confirmation that he was cheating. And I want to say that her big confirmation was that he brought one of the girls he was cheating with, to an event that they were hosting at the Staples Center. According to Catherine, a family member of his says, I told him not to bring her something. And she's like, oh, you all know too? Now, again, timelines are important. She sees this text message while she's pregnant with a baby that she has in summer of 2020. This Staples Center basketball thing that they had to go to was in July or maybe June, summer of 2019. Either I'm getting the timeline really wrong, which I could because I was not there, or she's not really being truthful about when she knew this man was cheating. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Cheating was cheating. But to say the reason you stayed is because you were pregnant. God told you not to do anything rash while you were pregnant, all of those kind of things. But you truly said that you found out at this Staples Center event when a family member told you about this. So throughout of all of these conversations about the cheating, what did you know? When did you know? How did you feel? All of the things. The question that I wrote down it wasn't even a question. I wrote a statement with an exclamation mark. Address the money. So at some point, the host of the show says, how much money were you guys making? And she says that they were making a lot of money. I think at some point she said that they were making like 7 figures in a month, which that is insane money. God bless them. More power to them. I don't care. But address the money when it comes to why you stay in a relationship. She says in this video, I didn't want to think about what it would be to break up my family. I didn't want to think about what I would do with my career. We had been doing this for so long. This was all I really knew. Not true. Y'all had been doing this for like 3 years because the channel started in 2016 after you had your first baby. He started cheating in 2019. So she would have been 29 years old. Okay. This is 3 years of your life that you've been doing this. What were you doing before that? Just say the money was too good. Just say the money was too good. You know, I mean, I ain't even mad at that. Like, you got 3 kids now that you got to think about. You got millions of dollars rolling into you, and you got this man who can't stop having side chicks. I'm not going to be mad at you, girl, if you stay. I'm not going to be mad at you if you said, I know about this, but whatever. He get on my nerves and he goes and does that stuff and I can take care of my family. I can accept that answer. What I can't accept is that God, like, girl, stop wasting my time. My third and last point, because I had a lot of issues with this, but here's my third and last point. Intimacy. This is Austin's dumb saying, the reason I was doing so much cheating, he just said this recently, the reason I was doing so much cheating is we hadn't been intimate in years. And Catherine confirms we had not been intimate for or about 5 years. She said after she found out about, or when she confirmed the cheating rumors, which was somewhere when she was pregnant with her 3rd child, they were never intimate again because her body is a temple and my body is a wonderland. Your body is wonderland. Okay. Don't blame that on why you cheat. Leave, get a divorce. If things are that bad, like, I think that it is always better for children if unhappy people are not together, because unhappy people make an unhappy house. That is how I feel. Now, I've never been a millionaire. Maybe I can't speak on how unhappy I'd be willing to be for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But here's where my problem was. The problem with the World Wide Web is that it still exists. Okay. So Catherine is coming out here. I guess I don't know if this is supposed to be like a redemption tour, the Catherine We Love You tours. You're going to sit down and you're going to talk about, how sad it was that you were cheated on, but sit down and talk about how badly you were lying to everybody on the internet about your relationship. And here's what got it for me. These people have not been intimate in 5 years, according to Catherine on this podcast. However, they vlogged constantly about crap going on in their lives. Okay. And in March of 2022, this is 2 years after they have the baby, meaning 2 years since they've had any relations. Okay. They put out several prank videos related to Catherine being pregnant.
Are you being serious right now? Like, did you really not get your period?
Well, should I not take it because I only have one?
Buying a fake pregnancy test, having Catherine take the fake pregnancy test.
Yeah, let me see the thing. Let me see. Is it faint or is it like clear as day?
Why is this so different? Where'd you get
This is clear as day, yo. I got it down the street from CVS. Why would they?
My period just started. There's no way.
They pissing me off. Oh my gosh. There's no way. There's no way I'm pregnant. My period just started. There's no way. Girl, there's no way, because unless you cheating, they're lying. They spent years lying. This is very much how I felt when Rachel Hollis got a divorce. You sold all these books. You sell these marriage conferences. You sell your relationship to us on the internet. It's fake. You hate each other, but you've got all of these people online that are looking at your relationship like it is the ideal, like this is what we should be aspiring to. And then, and like, I'm sorry she got cheated on. That's sad. I'm sorry you got the 3 kids with a dude that sucks. That's sad. But you, like, don't sit down for these interviews and take no responsibility for what you have contributed to the world. In the Ace family's history, they have been accused of scams, lies, making false allegations. They've been accused of a whole bunch of stuff. In many of their like follow-up videos of these accusations, they're like, why would people make up this stuff about me? We just want to show our authentic lives. We just want to be our authentic self. Authentic where? Authentic where? You're liars. The whole thing is a lie. Basically, I mean, what you're saying is everything that happened after you got pregnant with your son, somewhere in late 2019, early 2020, everything past that was a lie. You were never in a relationship after that point. I mean, you may have lived in the same homes. You weren't together, but you were doing all this fake crap. Oh, this just really irks me. So here's my thing about this interview. One, why did it need to happen? No additional information was learned during this sit down. Austin cheated. Big surprise. We are all shocked, gagged, and in awe of this new revelation. Catherine doesn't think that there's anything wrong with her family vlogging style. Well, that's disappointing. Catherine confirmed that everything that they did on their channel was a bold-faced lie. Is it a bald-faced lie or a bold-faced lie? I don't care which one of it was. It was a something-faced lie. So moral of this story, we're all miserable. We just have less money.